This morning I received a call from a member of the press who may be here, actually. And he asked me the following question, which I think is interesting to pose, and that is, why is there so much interest in the Madoff scandal? There have been other financial scandals, some bigger. And it's really an interesting topic, and I sort of came up with a bunch of ideas as to why it is. One may be the disparity between the perception of Bernie Madoff and the actual reality. I think investors and friends and our clients had a belief in a man who was a chairman of NASDAQ, NASD, and had really engendered the trust of many clients for a number of years. And the reality, as it turns out, is that he was a thief and stole money, a lot of it, and caused a lot of people to suffer. I think part of the reason why this has become such a media show in some ways also is the fraud is simple to understand. When you compare it to the Enron frauds and the complicated accounting schemes at WorldCom, et cetera, those are hard to get your arms around. But the media, the public, can understand that when an individual takes money from one client and hands it over to the other, and in essence, steals and launders billions of dollars, it's an easy scheme to understand and to get their arms around. I think part of the other reason why the media, and this is garnering so much interest and attention here and throughout the country and probably throughout the world, is that the victims are often very powerful, very prominent, very concentrated individuals. And so whether they're fostering their own attention or it's just a more saleable story, that's probably driving this as well. And there are some stories that are probably not even being told, including an associate came to my office one day and actually on December 12th and said, my grandfather woke up this morning and now has to live on Social Security, having sold his house and put all of his money into Mr. Madoff's account. So those stories are very powerful. But I think ultimately, and what I told the reporter today, that I think the reason why this is getting so much interest is that Mr. Madoff and this scandal is really very typical of what's going on in the economy today and people wanting explanations as to what's going on in the economy today. He represents greed on Wall Street, and then there's also a component which is lax regulatory efforts and enforcement in Washington and at other levels. And so I think on balance that probably explains why it is, with all those factors, why it is that this is engendering so much interest. Now, why are we here as lawyers? Why are lawyers so much interested? Why is task force being set up? Why are these seminars being populated? And I think on the flip side, I think the legal community and through services like HB, and this is an unintended plug, but we're here to share information because we do have clients who are suffering. We do have clients who need our help. And I think the bar has come together in exchanging information, perhaps plaintiffs, defendants, both sides, to foster an exchange to try and get the best results to fix this mess. And it's a mess. There's billions of dollars lost. It will not all be recovered. There will be fights amongst many of the lawyers here. But ultimately, we're trying to get a result that will help these victims in the long run.